Hey, happy Monday morning to you. Jason Phillips from Appraise. I'm reviewing pre-purchase inspection 1970 Chevelle. Car set up with all SS trim, recent repaint. Gonna go around the car for the prospective client who's buying it. Needs a pre-purchase done. Spent a couple hours with the car already. Got about 400 photos of it. Starting with the paint. The reflective quality is real nice, and the stripes are nicely cleared over, nicely laid out. Cowl induction hood, steel hood, probably a replacement unit because it's got a new solenoid, new wiring going to the unit. Looking down the side of the body's blocked out, fairly nice and consistent. Color match is real nice, panel by panel. I'm about 4 feet away from the car, if you can see me, and reflective quality is certainly nice. Car doesn't look like it's seen really any mileage to speak of. No stone splash happening back here. Maybe one small little speck right there, size of a ballpoint pen. There's a few of those around the body. Generally speaking, it looks really nice. Minimal, if any, contamination such as shrinkage or sand scratches. If they're in there, they're lesser than 150 grit, or 220. They're not big and deep and ugly. You really have to look to see anything like that. There's a couple polishing scratches on the car, but nothing that is too deep that I think wouldn't wheel out. As a matter of fact, there was one here earlier today and wiped out a little bit and appeared to disappear. So nothing to be too concerned about. Stripes again laid out nicely in the back. Whoever did the painting knew their stuff. Jams are done nicely. Seals were changed pretty much all around the car except the rear quarter window seals were not. Trunk pan was replaced, sectioned in up there. But the pan itself looks really nice, all splattered, no leakage on it yet. Rear package tray pan was replaced, little sticker on it there. Unrestored matching spare in the car and a jack. So the trunk looks nice, jams look nice, new seal, new stickers applied, no overspray, somebody painted the latch separate. We'll jump under the hood and under the car in a minute. The hood springs are weak, the hood doesn't want to stay up, so I'm going to have to do a little magician's act to get it on my back. A little bit of wear on the armrests, otherwise these door panels were replaced. New SS interior door panels, new sills, a little bit of old green paint there on that door cording, could be cleaned up some. Jams are in nice shape, sill plates are new, carpets and mats are new, reproduction seat covers front and rear, new. GM seat belts, those look like new straps. Console shows nicely. Dash shows nicely, upgraded stereo. SS steering wheel has a crack in it at 9 o'clock and at 3 o'clock, if you can see that. Dash pad has 2 small cracks in the speaker grill, one over there and one opposite that we have still photos of. Hold on, there we go. The heater controls look like they were replaced with an aftermarket set. Original clock and gauge face there. Tachometer may be a replacement unit. Replacement pedal covers noted. Glove box light works. Well, I thought it did. Thought I got a picture of that on earlier. Could be a different car. Underside of the dash components were restored nicely. are seeing what I am not. I'm just kind of holding the camera up to show the potential buyer what's up underneath the dash. I do see a new switch on the accelerator pedal. All right, we're going to drive it here in a few minutes. Headliner has been possibly replaced or maybe touched up. I'm not really sure. It's got a few wrinkles in it, but not too bad. Package tray's in nice shape. No complaints in the rear seat or the rear trim to speak of. Looks like that. Quick shot from the driver's side. A little wear in the door cording there. Again, nothing too serious. Both seats move forward and backward and tilt as they should. Okay, another shot of the dash from this side. And a small crack right there. Vinyl top is in nice shape. I'm going to close the doors nice and easy. That one shuts real nice, a little nicer than the passenger door, but neither one of them shut poorly. No bubbles in the vinyl top. And the deck lid lays down, nice and flat. Protrudes just slightly off this side. Door lines are otherwise really good. Going both ways. Car's been blocked out nicely. There was a little bit of a lack of magnetic adhesion in this lower fender on both sides on the dog leg. Lack of magnetic adhesion in the door corner as it winds back into the door. But then we had magnets sticking good. So probably this area was blocked and filled and leveled. Probably a little bit of repair work done there. None I think I'd be too horribly concerned about. Door corner skin, there's still a line there. Might have had a little bit of repair work done. Jams are done up pretty good. Some of the bolt heads could be touched up a little bit. Look at, they had to adjust that door around a couple times to get it to fit just right. SS trim is new. Grill badging, all that appears to be new. Headlight bezels appear to be replacement units. Marker lights, taillight trim, etc. all appears to be new. As far as the glass goes, windshield's a replacement unit. Side glass all rolls up and down as it should. There's a few little roller hash marks in the side glass. Nothing too horrible. Good driver quality glass. These rubber seals are probably the only ones I noticed that were not pulled off prior to the repaint. So they probably didn't pull these rear window regulators out and rebuild them or change that glass. Reproduction 5-spokes look real nice, or they took a nice set and blasted them and repainted them. Didn't pull any date codes on wheels. BF Goodrich radial TAs. Both chrome bumpers are in nice shape and fit the body nicely. The only exception is the passenger bumper has a small scratch on the left, or the right rear corner. Little buffing mark right here that'll probably clean up. Bumper pads appear aged just slightly, and there's a little scuff right here in the bumper. That's in the chrome. That's not going anywhere, but you don't really see it as you back up too much from the car. I'm back here 7-8 feet, and I can just barely see it. Wheel opening moldings were changed. We jump under the car here, starting with the front suspension. At some point in time, the tie rod ends were changed, just a little bit of age showing in those boots, nothing horrific. Upper ball joints, you can see our bolt-in units. Spindles were probably repainted a while back. And the dust shields, they could stand a little bit of cleanup. They don't look too bad. There's been a little dusting of black paint on the lower control arms. Same with the upper. Sway bar got reshot. It's got some silver metallic here and some signs of some gray touch-up repaint work. Same with the steering box. And suspension looks about the same on that side. All stock GM type stuff. Probably painted in the car based on some of that black overspray on the bottom of the center link. But presentable. Radiator core looks to be in good shape. Engine was reportedly out and rebuilt, and the engine paint's still in great shape. I don't see any major overspray on the engine mounts. Maybe just a little bit of orange color that's got some overspray dust on it, but the bolts there holding the engine mounts are nice and clean and they're in good shape. We'll get a look up under the hood here in a minute. Like I said, the hood springs are weak, so I got to hold it up myself. A little peeling undercoat on the back sides of the splashes. Marker lights have been replaced. Stock cast iron manifolds were retreated, probably with an Eastwood product or similar. Let's see if you can see that. Show you from the top side. And the frame has been repainted. There are signs of red polyurethane bushings throughout the car, indicating that the body was up and the bushings were changed. Inspection cover on that T10 is missing. Get a little better look at the pan on the driver's side. Also, there's no oil seeping down out of the front main seal, and you can see a brand new seal on the water pump housing. So again, good indication that what is being represented is true of the engine build. Luminized exhaust is fairly new. I'm under the driver's side floor pan at the moment, and the pan looks nice and stout and clean. The seam where it was patched in was right up in there, and you can see back here along that cut in here where the pan was filled in and replaced. And it's got a nice corrugated piece. It's got you know, it wasn't a cookie pan or it wasn't a stop sign. It was a nice piece of proper sheet metal that was done. Some detailing work was done into the car, and then obviously a little bit of lack in some spots. Polyurethane red bushings would suggest that the car has been frame off. Can't really see that, I'm close to the ground. Inner rocker structure. Let me get that focus happening again. It's hard to stay focused down here, but looks pretty good all along the pinch weld. Some peeling of surface material. Drive shaft was out and painted. Tranny looks super clean. You might be able to still on this and get some information off that tranny. Not sure what it's out of. Take a quick peek at the rear main. Car was pushed out here, so not really sure what we'll see when we're all done. A little bit of leakage there, probably from the master cylinder. Wore some paint off, I would imagine. But overall, the underbody of the car is nice and solid. A little bit of goop there oozing out of the floor pan. Some sealer of some sort. Got box style lower control arms, sway bar, 12 bolt, correct setup for F41 suspension. Flowmaster mufflers, those have been repainted. They're in nice shape. Painted up nice with some weld through primer probably on those welds. So A better look at the passenger side of the floors. Alright, quick peek underneath in the back end. Now while I'm on the side of the car, I'll do a quick reflection shot here to kind of show my reflection. Kind of in the sun here, so it's a little bit difficult to see. Probably a little less color sanding was done on this rocker panel, and a little bit of evidence of some repairs. Not fully sanded out there, but nothing too bad. Again, this area was kind of blocked out to smooth out the car. But the paint's all nice and uniform. Door lines look good. Jumping in under the backside. Lower valance fits nicely. Chrome tips are newer. Trunk extensions appear to be in good shape. Guy out of Texas looking to buy this car, so they like to see what they get here on a Michigan car. You can see the new body bushings and hardware, plated hardware. That's nice, treated, cadmium plated. Gas tank appears to be cleaned up, probably been a replacement unit in its life. Got some rubber straps in between the tie-ups. That's good. I don't really see any big crinkles in the rear frame rails. Is there any evidence of big hook marks? Didn't see it up front either. GM 12 bolt. Casting dates all skewed up. Hard to read that. Could be cleaned up probably, but this is not a numbers matching inspection. Not represented as a numbers matching car. Aftermarket cover. Backing plates could stand a little cleanup and love, but they don't look too bad. They were probably done 10-15 years ago. Looks like a car that was intended to be driven, used as a nice looking showable quality cruiser. And I think any repair work that was done in a sufficient manner. I think my video went upside down on you, didn't it? I apologize for that. Let's try that again. That wasn't helpful, was it? Rear springs have been changed. Rear shocks have been cleaned up. I don't think those are brand new, but they're not horribly old. Nice fat exhaust is laid up there nicely. Looks like it's hung well. Hung by the chimney with care. Older parking brake cable. Overall, a good dry underbody with just some general casual paint peel and not show workmanship down here, but sufficient workmanship for a driver quality car. Alright, so we've covered paint and body and magnetic adhesion paint gauge readings. I took still photos of that. I'm not going to go back through that on the video, but explained what was happening. The dash pad's raised up here a bit. Needs to be tied back down, but I think that could happen. It's sitting down nice on the driver's side. We've covered trim and lenses. We've covered interior. We've covered wheels and tires. And we have covered underbody and exhaust. Front and rear suspension, interior, glass. I'm not going to roll the windows back up and down, but as a general rule, it's nice driver quality glass with a replacement windshield. Didn't see any major stone cracks or chips in the glass. Might have a little sandpeck or two here or there, but nothing that would probably get you disqualified for driving down the road in that condition. Alright, well, let's get her fired up. Here I do have my digital paint meter, so I'll do a couple quick readings just to point out that we got about 15.5. I drop down an inch and we get 17.5, and I drop down an inch, 28, and I drop down an inch, and I'm not getting a reading. And sometimes it'll beep and sometimes it won't. Over on the door, 22.5. So a little bit of fill work again down low, but nothing horrific. Just the bottom sections have been primed and blocked and maybe filled from some old deterioration. This view you're not going to get too long because I got to hold the hood with my head. The springs are weak and they definitely need to be changed. Not a very expensive repair, so I recommend it gets done. The solenoid for the air intake and the wiring there, that's all new. Hood insulator pad is new. Back side of the steel hood, real nice and new. New. Firewall's been repainted along with the inner fenders in a semi-gloss finish. Just some light polishing scratches, nothing too extraordinary. The period correct cables on an AC Delco GM battery, 7-blade steel fan, serpentine drive on the alternator was an upgrade, upgraded aftermarket harmonic balancer. Steering box has been cleaned up and repainted, same color as the suspension. Try to hold this hood up and dig back. A little bit of lack of detail on the suspension work, that could be cleaned up. Just some dust and a little bit of overspray and just a little bit of work that could be a couple hours, couple afternoons. That could be prettier. You know what I mean? Booster's been repainted, master cylinder's been repainted. That's a new air cleaner lid unit and assembly. Intake's been repainted, block's been repainted. Can't get a reading on the engine pad. Oil's clean and full. Suspension's in pretty good shape. You can see those exhaust manifolds have been retreated up here. Plug wires are new. Take a peek at the distributor. Correct period style power steering unit. Alright, I'll go get the man and we'll fire this one up. The trim tag is on the cowl. You can see that it's been off at some point and put back on. Shows Kansas City built car. Check the antifreeze. Looks like it is up to, I can see a level in there. Might have been some sealant, some copper style sealant added to that. Aftermarket radiator, of course. Oh, look at that. No hands, Mom. I got that hood to stay up. Probably going to come crashing down in a minute, so we'll take a better look now at the core support. Core support's in good shape. No evidence of any obvious physical damage that was yanked or pulled on. If anything happened, it got changed. Newer bushings. Aprons are in good shape. Wiring looks like it's in good shape. All right, there we go. I'll show you we're starting up the motor cool today, by the way, 70 degrees. And the pavement's 85 already. There's no way it's that warm out. All right, cold start. Radio works, blower fan's kicking on, heater controls are functioning, air induction is set up, tachometer is obviously functioning. which way?
We're probably doing closer to 60 right now.
Okay.
Because of the oversized tire.
Okay. Turning about what, 2600 is that? I can't see from
Yep,
here.
about 26.
Okay. Putting on the brakes, full pedal. Car still in the lane. Clutch engaging off the pedal, off the floor?
About 2 inches.
All right. That's about right.
Lower work?
Yeah, I saw that. Show,
like it should.
Show one more time. Okay. Sounds like it's got a nice lump to it. You throw those turn signals on. Yep. Yep. More.
This car ain't got a rattle, nothing. I mean, it's just nice and smooth.
That sounds nice going down the road, doesn't it? Odometer's turning. Gas gauge appears to be working. We'll let it sit here just a minute and warm up. I think that's enough driving. Seems to shift good, steer good. Parking lights by themselves.
45 pounds of oil.
finishing up a pre-purchase inspection.